Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. And thank you for joining Shaded's Ramadan series, where we are taking the beautiful lessons from the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. Lesson number 22 talks about addressing people with kindness. Subhanallah, the essence of our character is defined through our dealings with people. The extent to which the person feels valued in our company and how we communicate with others will sum up their feelings and overall respect towards us. One way to give someone the respect they deserve is through the way we address them. And it's important the way we speak and the way we look and the way we talk and the way we act in front of others, because we want people to know their value with us. Our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he taught us this when he said, deal with people according to their status. And this was reported by Abu Dawood, which shows us that though we must equally respect every single human being, the level of respect may differ from individual to individual based on their social standing or relation to us. A basic example of this is a child who would address their mother or father and how they would address their siblings. Though both deserve their own share of respect, it's natural that a person's parents is dealt with differently and has a higher level of respect compared to siblings or friends. Subhanallah. It is equally as important not to address anyone in a manner in which they feel mocked or devalued. We don't want to be of those who mock people or make fun of people or belittle people. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not defame one another, nor call each other by offensive nicknames. Yusuf alayhi salam remained in prison for several years after his fellow prisoner forgot to mention his name to the king, and he forgot to mention his name because of shaitan. However, the same companion finally returned to Yusuf alayhi salam searching for him because the king had a dream and he needed this dream to be interpreted. And he came back to Yusuf alayhi salam and he addressed him in a dignified manner, saying, truthful Yusuf. As mentioned, Yusuf alayhi salam had already shown him and the other companion respect and honor by saying, "O my fellow prisoners," which clearly strengthened their bond between the individuals. And it is important that as people of faith, we make each other valued. We have to respect one another, and that could only be done through good manners and etiquettes. It is Imam Malik rahimullah who would say, learn good manners before seeking knowledge. Subhanallah, he emphasized manners before embarking a journey of seeking knowledge. And we all know the journey of seeking knowledge is such a sacred and honorable mission. But he's saying before you even do that, we work on embracing good manners, because good manners, they really beautify us in every way. Also, our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, nothing will be heavier on the day of resurrection in the scales of a believer than good manners. Shouldn't we focus then on good manners? It is not only about our salah, it's not only about our siyam, but how are we putting this knowledge, this beautiful faith, and these obligations into practice when we have ill manners? If we have bad manners, it's only going to make our worship useless. But if we have good manners, it will only beautify us and allow people to come closer to us through those beautiful manners. So we sometimes underestimate the impact of a small gesture or a kind act towards someone. And it could really be appreciated when the same is done to us, especially when we're feeling down at the time. Can you imagine when somebody comes to you when you're feeling down, but they smile on your face, or they actually pay attention to you, or they compliment you? It changes the whole thing. It actually can uplift somebody when you just smile in their face. So don't underestimate a small gesture of kindness. It is in fact through our good character that true honor is attained. And this is what we see in the example of the magicians of Pharaoh when they challenged Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was a beautiful Rasul, and he came from the lineage of Yaqub alayhi salam. And he was accused of being a sorcerer even though he showed his people all the clear signs and evidences. Pharaoh demanded a showdown between his best magicians and Musa alayhi salam. And before they faced off, the magicians proposed, Musa, will you like to go first or shall we? And Musa alayhi salam allowed them to throw first, after which we know his staff transformed into a huge snake, which then stunned them. And these magicians seen this, and as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, that they fell into prostration and submitted to the Lord of Musa alayhi salam. Some commentators mention that what led to the guidance of these magicians was a small gesture that had presented to Musa alayhi salam at the beginning. Just the act of offering Musa alayhi salam to go first was enough to be appreciated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appreciated this gesture, He honored them and He granted them guidance. This illustrates why it is so important to never belittle a good deed, even if it is greeting someone with a smile on your face, and why it is far more befitting for us to work on our character and hearts instead of focusing so much on our external appearances. SubhanAllah, we all have natural characteristic traits that we were born with, and there's many characteristic traits that we have to nurture. So we have to really reflect on ourselves and see what comes easy for us and what is a little bit more difficult. But regardless if it's easy or difficult, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is still rewarding kindness. So we have to embed those beautiful attributes in our own character. And this process of refining our character is not something short term. It is something that we will always work on to improve ourselves in every aspect of our character. It is one that requires a lot of self-accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to have a lot of reflection and reflect on what we do and when we do it and how we do it and how we interact with others, and work on achieving the desired results. If you want good character, it's not going to come easy. You have to work on that good character. And remember that jihad of the nafs is rewarded and acknowledged. As the Rasul ﷺ said, the heaviest on the scale of deeds are good character. Please stay tuned and follow Shaded for more lessons from Surah Yusuf alayhi salam. Jazakumullah khair for your time, and I hope that you have a blessed day.